Yeah. They ain't believe me when I told them crypto was the future. Now they trying to get in, but it's too late. We've been stacking Marbitz since day one. No banks, no middlemen, just power moves. Let's get it. Yeah.
Happened a bit quicker than I thought it was going to do. What's going on, everybody? I don't have a microphone next to me. There we go. There we go. What's up, people? I got the yeet shirt on tonight. Look, yeet. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to Thursday night. I have optimistically closed the window, but I think it might get a little bit warm. Let me just smash that bro out there. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's definitely too warm, so I've opened the window. Anyway, what's going on? Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good day. Markets have been kind of a bit boring. Like, if we're just dead honest, they've been a bit boring, haven't they? So, nothing too crazy has been happening. Everything seems a little bit quiet. No one kind of wants to make any sort of committal judgments on anything. The Fed should have cut rates, yada, yada, yada. Again, very much a completely and utterly boring day. But sometimes the boring days turn out to be the good days. And I will try and explain a little bit why I think that. And more importantly, what I think could happen next. Obviously, you guys need to understand as well, by the way, that if you want to see this market go up in price, you need to hit the like button, tap the screen, do all that kind of good stuff, because that hugely helps out. And I am, for the first time, going to try and drop something to the subscribers of TikTok, like a secret. So that could be interesting as well. As long as I can stay with a connection that doesn't keep going off, like an unstable connection. What the hell, bro? I upgraded my internet today. Managed to get a good deal out of Virgin Media. Got some max out broadband for less than I was paying originally. So what a good day. Anyway, we'll break down a couple of key things going on in the markets right now. Some news that's broke. Equally some charting that looks very, very bullish, actually. We, just to be clear, by the way, may see a little bit further downside moves. I'll talk about that as we sort of walk through this tonight's show. So much so that I may even show you guys kind of where I'm putting a long trade on to see how that plays out and everything else that's kind of going into it. So if you are interested, bullish, or anything in between, hit the like button, tap the screen, hit the follow button, get ready because we've got an action-packed show for you tonight. And yeah, if you're a part of the TikTok La Familia Madrigal, I am going to try and share something with you guys. There's only 2 of you, but hey, you're absolute G's. I'm going to try and share something with you specifically on TikTok and see if we can get this thing to work. So anyway, with that being said, Craig's in the house. What's going on, Craig? Selma's in the building. It's Juneteenth, 2025. US markets are closed today. We're back open tomorrow. Is that true? Why are they closed today? God, you guys have so many holidays. It's kind of ridiculous. What's going on, Tim? Blaze is in the house. Selma, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. RPM says, hello. Is it me you're looking for? Maybe. Well, the next 2 weeks are going to be interesting. If Israel is starting building nuke, sounds like Trump is ready for war. Yeah, I would like to think that an Israel nuke would be pretty crazy. Glenn's here. Foz is here as well. Welcome to you. Good to see you, as always. Mr. Tomato Pete, good to see you. Tim Shea, I don't know if I said the hello to you, but welcome. Kevin Sexton says, 2-bit, where is your desk fan? Mate, I've got like an industrial-sized fan that I'm not putting in here. No one will be able to hear me. It's fine, it's up in the window. But thanks for your concern. Stanton's here. What's going on? John Shaw says, how we are doing? Hope all the market's painful at the moment. 2-bit, are you well? Yeah, I'm good. I don't think the market's too crazily painful. It's kind of a little bit painful. Oh, look who's back. Redemption's here. June Shaw alt for guaranteed gains. Redemption, get out of here. What the hell? He's back. The market's taking a downtrend. Redemption comes out from the rock he crawled back onto. I'm only kidding, my man. Hope you're doing well, buddy. You know we welcome everybody here. M. Crease, good to see you. Mr. Flippy Bobby himself. Miss Swamp Donkey's in the house. Vern says, YouTube is suppressing your channel. Doesn't even show you it's like my feed. Yeah, I know. I know. Sometimes it happens. Definitely. I think the whole kind of cryptocurrency YouTube thing is like a thing at the minute. So also, you got to make sure that your your notification bell is clicked to all. Sometimes it just turns off them. So make sure that you turn your notification bell on. Make sure you dialed in, just like Ponke is on TikTok. Shout out to you, Ponke. Welcome to you. Moto, what's up? There's a national holiday every year for Tim's birthday. That wouldn't surprise me either. That wouldn't surprise me. Iran at the current rate of ammo left for a few months could end up being a war of attrition. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, let's hope it doesn't get to that point. We definitely don't want to see that. So anyway, welcome in. Yeah, if you could hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that kind of good stuff, that would be great news. And let's kind of get into it. I'll come back and talk a little bit about what this is all about on the screen, because I think it's the there's some interesting stuff playing out. I'm conscious you guys can't see it on TikTok, so I apologize. But there is some kind of interesting stuff going on here, which we'll sort of break down a little bit as we walk through tonight's live stream, walk through tonight's show. Mark Noby says, I think Tuba should open along on the beginning of each show and cash out at the end. We tried to do that. We actually tried to do that, by the way, once. We actually tried to trade live on the show, and it was a disaster. It was a complete disaster. So we'll talk a little bit about, you know, kind of what's going on. Are we going to make any moves? Is something going to change up? All of that as we sort of walk through tonight's show. So, with that being said, Bitcoin sentiment from retail is the most bearish level since the tariffs of April. I mean, think about that for a second. You've got massive injections of institutional investment, right? Obviously, with the US markets being close today, clearly they didn't buy any more, which is fine. You know, we'll sort of see what that looks like and filters through tomorrow. But overall, when you look at just anyone wanting to get into the markets, anyone looking to take a position up in the market, no one right now cares, right? No one cares. Despite trading new historic highs, the market momentum is stalling out. Sideways consolidation and repeated failures to break 108 have induced frustration, especially as long-term holders lock in profits. That's not super true, but yeah, it is a little bit. Retail sentiment is at its lowest since April. Traders complaining about lackluster price action while macro headwinds, inflation conflicts, etc. keep risk appetite down. Volume is fading, open interest is stagnated, and short-term technicals like a bearish MACD crossover reinforce the caution combined with ETF inflow pauses and a clear why conviction is missing message. So, therefore, the question has to be, how do we convert this, therefore, into more upside moves? How is this kind of buzz? Now, you may have seen or you may not have seen, depends, that it could be that we need some injection of capital. What does this look like? Well, we could see continuous ETF inflows. Big ETF inflows would be pretty crazy. While at the same time, you start to see the opportunity sit out with the retail investor, a big meme coin push, altcoin market, utility market, whatever it is. But wherever you are in the world, and the great indicator, by the way, is just how many people watch this live stream, how many people can interact with videos. I actually saw a YouTuber that has like 400,000 subscribers drop a video that struggled to get to 1,000 views. Like, that is pretty crazy when you think about it. So again, it's kind of understanding a little bit more of the macro side of things. So but at the same time, by the way, when you get into this world of going, man, is the bull market over and all the rest of it, you kind of go, well, probably not. I don't believe it's going to be a bull run of of institutional investment. Retail has to come in at some point. It's just the law of the land. It's the way things work, because otherwise institutions just won't sell it. In my opinion, by the way, I therefore think we're going to see a bit more. So worthwhile thinking about, by the way, when that kind of comes in. And then you sort of double on that we are actually seeing a whale net positive change on Ethereum. Now you might go, hold on, too bad. I don't really care about Ethereum. I care about the wider market, but Ethereum is the start of a turn. It's the pivot from BTC into altcoins. Ethereum pushing is good news. And I think the fact that we are seeing accumulation generally leads itself to a more positive move. So I think keeping your eyes on Ethereum is going to be really, really important. Ethereum isn't necessarily going to drive loads of retail investors in, but actually everything that's built on Ethereum will, whether that's meme coins, utility coins, whether that's layer twos, you know, even just like Aerodrome Finance rallied up to nearly $1 today, which is pretty bullish. So Ethereum whales are accumulating. These are addresses with over 1,000 Ethereum to 10,000 Ethereum, maybe validators, nodes, whatever it is, right? But they are absolutely locking in some pretty solid moves right now when it comes to this play. So keep your eyes peeled on that. Okay, right. Let's talk a little bit about this chart on the screen. TikTok, I just don't think I can do anything with you guys. I'm sorry. Because you just end up being super close to the camera. Look, it's like you just can't really see anything. And I don't think I can do anything other than, I mean, I can kind of, maybe I can do that. Which is kind of a bit weird, but anyway, you guys can at least see it. So what have we got here on the screen? Very interesting play out when it comes to the price of Bitcoin. We're sitting at 104,000, about 350. So nothing too crazy right now, but there's a couple of key measures. Now, I wanted us to keep within this yellow box here, right? I thought this was kind of where we would sit. This trading line, I thought would be a kind of key level for us going forward. However, that doesn't seem to be the case. We actually have come out of that channel and are trending down a little bit. In my opinion, therefore, I think we're going to see a little bit further downside move. The downside move could be to here. 103,568, which is where I'll be setting a long trade, I think, Not financial advice, and I'm not saying anyone should copy me, but that's where I think I'm going to look for a potential wick down that could end up going lower. So I want to make sure that either my stop loss sits just below this, or you know, I'm prepared with a margin level to come down to this level here at 101. But I actually think we could see a little bit further down momentum. Now, the key thing to reference here as well, by the way, the VPVR indicator is, oh my God, no, it died then, is actually showing a big layer of volatility as it sits between this range. So we are at the upper range of this. Therefore, that means if we can rally back to something like 105, we might see a break above this range, back into this consolidation that we've been talking about, this yellow box, then the push back to this upside. So if you remember, I talked about this move here, which we kind of got. I didn't expect the breakdown. This is Iran-Israel conflict. But if we come down, we retest 103.68, we might get the bounce back into this range at 105, 171. I want to see us push, maybe consolidate as we head a little bit further into the back end of probably June, maybe start looking into the early parts of July. That's what I think could happen. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. And equally, it doesn't mean that that is a guaranteed strategy that could work. But I do feel like Bitcoin just needs to come down and come back down a little bit further. Now, that doesn't mean, like I said, that it's all going to zero and that we should have absolutely just sold everything at the top and yada, 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 right? Because I actually think we've probably got some more momentum to come. However, what it does tell us is that there is a little bit more volatility to come. Volatility is going to be driven out of the fact that we still have a conflict between Israel and Iran. Recent breaking news suggests Putin could be interesting in stopping that whole Ukraine scenario, which could be slightly more optimistic. And again, this kind of could be good news. Thank you to you, Mr. Vern. Vern, I was saying to the subscribers of the channel, I've got something that I'm going to try and drop out to you guys just for the couple of you that are subbed. And yeah, maybe a little bit interesting. Maybe an alpha player. I don't know who. Fine. Let's find out what's going on. Let's see what happens. It's not the size of your wallets. How many you get? I mean, that's true, Selmo. I may as well do a bit of talk for an hour with nothing interesting happening in the market. What do you mean? Yeah, dude, short that bad boy. Sweep the liquidity at 97 real quick. Yeah, I mean, a couple of people have called for 97. I think they're deluded, personally, but 97 would be such a wick down. It would break the 100-day exponential moving average. You'd be down here, which would take us back to this regional around the May time. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to go back. I mean, you know, we'll see. TikTok, move over to YouTube. I have a few. Chuck Norris running around Iran right now. People don't even... Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That would be pretty crazy. 100k bits entry, winner takes it all. Who's in? You guys are crazy. Kind of wild. Vern, thanks for the roses. Appreciate it. Always sounds a bit weird when you say that. Always sounds a bit weird when you do that. But yeah, thank you, my man. Appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. If it's 100k, winner takes all. Sounds fun. I'm in if I can use Tim's marble. What is 100k? Like 20 bucks, something like that. So this is kind of where we're playing out. Now, like I said, Ethereum, on the other hand, look at this. Ethereum is trading perfectly within this range that we've talked about. It's actually held the 200 exponential moving average pretty well, and it's not looking like it's breaking down anytime soon. Look at these shades. Love it. So this is actually holding up pretty nicely as we kind of play all out and, more importantly, start to work our way through what this looks like. I actually therefore think Ethereum is playing out pretty much exactly what we want to do. And I think therefore Ethereum holding on this key level. By the way, this is above the 100-day moving average, which I think is good news as well. Then this actually is playing out to be very favorable as to how this kind of looks. So Ethereum, in my opinion, is actually set for a solid move. I talked about that earlier on. You got Solana and Cardano holding up, not doing anything too crazy. XRP is up on the day, still within this range. Look at this. XRP is literally still within this pennant flag that we're looking for it to break out. It's not doing anything. It's super crazy. I actually therefore think we could see something happening with XRP pretty soon. Sui, we talked about this yesterday. Is this the chance to get in? 284, maybe. Man, Casper took a 3% dump. It's now down to 7 cents. Man, Casper would be a challenge right now. Zebek down 5. Aerodrome had a nice little move today. Again, we're on the weekly chart here, but Aerodrome actually had a very, very bullish move. Broke the 200 exponential moving average, which could indicate that we could be seeing a little bit further upside move coming with Aerodrome. Lots of people are now waking up, in my opinion, to what it's all about. Is this going to be the DEX of the base chain? You're going to rewards, you're going to liquidity, yada, yada, yada. I think Aerodrome, we've been holding on for so long, talking about this. 88 cents, maybe about time to see a breakout, especially the fact we broke the 200 moving average. I think this is very, very good news, if you ask me. Near Protocol's up as well. When you get into some of the lesser known checks, took a massive dump, 11%. No surprise. I think there's some bullish news coming, though. I think Holmes was telling me about this the other night, that actually checks has some good news coming. So, excuse me, keep your eyes on that if you were invested in it. There definitely could be some good news. And then memes and all the rest of it pretty much smashed to pieces, so a disaster. Now, let's come over into some of the other key indicators. Oil continues to rise. This is ongoing conflicts. Not good news. Obviously, people want to move away from risk assets. Always the case. People are just like, okay, let's get out of risk assets. I'm not feeling it. That's why we see oil now 71.5, which is kind of wild. Gold's up as well. USDC, USDT up about 0.5%. That's not crazy numbers. That even may show that we've got some more potential capital flowing into this market. So, keep an eye on it. I think is worthwhile. It's going to be an indication. Obviously, if you guys keep hitting the like button, tapping the screen, doing all that sort of stuff, we can probably get Bitcoin to move. We're so far here on the hourly chart gone green. So, look, we're trying. We're trying here on the 2-Bit Crypto channel, the only channel that can officially move the markets, just by you guys helping us out. Thomas says, thoughts on Polygon? Sold it. Didn't keep it. And I think it had its day. And disappointingly, hasn't done anything. I couldn't even tell you the price, actually. I have no idea what the price of Polygon Matic is. I just think there's so many better L2s now that you could probably find a bigger opportunity. Unless you are already in it. They haven't done anything recently. I haven't seen anything recently. It's all been dead quiet. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure with Matic, personally. That's just my personal opinion, by the way. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Come on, 44 people here. One marble intrications. Let's get it. I mean, that would be crazy, wouldn't it? 4.4 million. That would be wild. Thoughts on Quant, Michael? Yeah, a couple of people have asked me about Quant. Feels like it's getting a bit more of a momentum, which is good. I think Quant will be the big ISO 222 for sure. And I think you could definitely see a rally. I mean, Picoin got some good news today. Nothing's happened. Like, everything's super... Remember what I said right at the very start? The market is super boring right now. Super boring right now. No one really knows what to do. Everyone's kind of waiting for someone else to do something. And people just want everyone to tell everyone it's going to the moon tomorrow. It's just not going to happen. So... Titan of Crypto has given us the very much same answer that I did. Bitcoin liquidity targets set. BTC is coiling it inside the symmetrical triangle. Breakout will likely trigger a quick move forward. One of these liquidity zones, 110, 500 or 100 and 300, whichever side breaks first could fuel the next wave. Lots of people are predicting that we could see. It's why I was saying right at the very start here on Bitcoin that this may be setting up for a potential long. Watch out, though. The short term could bring us right down to 101.519 if we're not careful, the low range. The upside range definitely could even see 108.5. So I think very much aligned to Titan of Crypto. I think he stole that off me personally, but I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. You get my point. You get my point. There is obviously good news coming as well, which is this. And lots of people are completely naive to this. You know, when people go, the market's over, wish I should have sold, this market's garbage, I hate my life, yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. I'll have to stop saying that now, won't I? Bitcoin has actually stayed above 100,000 for over 40 consecutive days. This is good news. Think about it. The way that Bitcoin moves up in price, the way that people buy more is that does it feel expensive at the price in which you're buying it at? And before, when we were at 15 cents, we were at $15. Oh my God, $15,000. We'd have said, man, Bitcoin at 108. It's crazy. Like, that's crazy numbers. Turns out, well, 108 feels like it's not that expensive, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's the difference between how things play out. So I think it's good. We're still there. And even with everything going on, we're still holding up 104.5. You know, right now, Bitcoin is nicely rallying on the hour. So keep working it, keep making it happen. And I'm sure Bitcoin will be back above 105 by the end of this show. Thoughts on Avalanche? They just pioneered, what? They just partnered with the big coin today. Is that Avalanche? Or is it you meant to say Avalanche in just English in your native language? If it's Avalanche, incredibly bullish on Avalanche. I think it's got definitely some wild opportunities to come as well. So my only frustration with Avalanche, you can't stake it enough, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, but yeah, Avalanche, big fan of. Definitely hold a position in Avalanche as well. So we'll see what happens with that. Ondo did well earlier considering the market. Yeah, what did Ondo do earlier? Ondo, yeah, it's just down marginally 1%. Nothing crazy. Bitcoin is moving though, which is kind of good news. Good news. They didn't do anything a while now. That's true. Tim, how long are we talking here and how much? Stephen Shaw, even over from Yorkshire. Nice night for a beer and sat by the kid pool. What's going on, Steve? Good to see you, man. Ondo still has a lot of work to do if they need to integrate. Yeah, they need to kind of get cracking, as I think many of these other projects do, by the way. It's like everyone's waiting for something to happen. Everyone's like, oh, well, the market's a bit quiet. Let's just see if someone's going to put some money in. It's kind of, imagine it this way. It's like you run a cryptocurrency project that you've invested a significant amount of money in and that you people are just waiting for you to either put more money in so they can just cash on your head, or they're waiting for other people in the community to put more money in and cash on them. It's kind of the similar sort of story. Right now, some people are just hoping that Bitcoin goes up so they can dump their bags. That's why you see this kind of crazy volatility that we've had over the course of probably the last, 4 days? On the back of, obviously, the Iran-Israeli tension increase, which is, never great in anyone's mind. But still, over 104,000 for over 40 days is good news in my eyes. Right. Best price for Ondo in 2030, man. You are asking. Wow. Did anyone see my XRP video where I got Grok to model out the potential prices on a ETF inflows similar to Bitcoin? Pretty crazy. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend going and checking it out for sure. Right. Let's do a little bit of news and then we'll get into anything you guys have got. Any questions or thoughts or anything else, we can do all of that very, very quickly. Before I go on, I have just muted TikTok. If you are interested to go and trade all your favorite cryptocurrencies, check out BitUnix, link in the description. Again, some of you are signed up already. I think we've got like nearly 40 or 50 people signed up to this. Some of you are crushing it. $10 free if you deposit and up to 200 people, so not a lot left. And you can deposit up to $1,000, trade with that money and get a $200 futures bonuses. Trade over 10 million, which actually isn't that difficult to do. You're going to get $1,000 for free on BitUnix. No KYC, available to trade all over the globe. It's a brilliant exchange. Link is in the description. Get on over there. Check it out. I am sure you will not be disappointed. Okay, right. Welcome back, TikTok. Yeah, see the yeah, honestly, very interesting. If the inflows into an XRP ETF mirror or come close to the Bitcoin ETFs over the period of 30 days, that's the price range you could look at for XRP. It's kind of crazy to think about. Anyway, right, what's next for the Genius Act when it will become law? So the House vote next. After passing the Senate June 17, the Genius Act now awaits approval in the House of Representatives. Lawmakers aim to vote again August recess to avoid delays. Possible reconciliation in the House amends the bill or advances the Competitive Stable Act. A conference committee will reconcile differences, potentially pushing final passage to late Q3 and Q4. Now, the good news of this, by the way, it actually passed with a very strong vote. So this shouldn't be a problem. Law implementation, once both chambers approve a united version, President Trump is expected to sign from entanglement and regulators with 180 days to finalize the rules, placing full regulatory enforcement by 2026. Which is why some people believe that we could see a little bit further going on in the market, and we could even see something going to the 2026 potential market move. So keep your eyes out on it. But yeah, the Genius Act, again, remember, it's just allowing people to use Bitcoin. There are rumors going around today that Visa is looking to be some kind of partner or integration, or Yellow Road or something, I think it is. Some Visa subsidiary looking to partner up or do something with Bitcoin. That could be pretty good news as well. So no, there's a lot happening behind the scenes. Just the price is obviously sitting pretty, unless 2bit goes live and then you get a nice little green candle. So yeah, anyway. Obviously, Trump has gone big on the news as well. So best crypto to buy now as Trump calls for a massive US crypto investment. This is good news. So he said this: the Senate just passed an incredible bill that is going to make America the undisputed leader in digital assets. Nobody will do it better. It's the pure genius digital assets of the future, and our nation is going to own it. We're talking about massive investment and big innovation. The House will hopefully move lightning fast and pass a clean Genius Act. Get it to my desk ASAP. No delays, no add-ons. This is America brilliance at its best, and we're going to show the world how to win with digital assets like never before. It's a pretty big statement. And I think, look, the reality therefore is that, Trump's kind of bullish on things. The rumor is like 50 odd billion, I think, or 50 odd billion. No, 50 odd million, I think it is. But, this is on the back of, by the way, him calling Jerome Powell too late Powell the worst. A real dummy who's costing America billions. So he's like, hey, get this act passed through. This is going to be good news. And get rid of old Jay Powell because he's a complete and utter loser. So, yeah. The combination of legislative momentum and pressure for easier monetary policies already brightened derivative sentiment. Funding flipped positive on several Asian exchanges within hours, and the European desks reported sudden uptick in spot inquiries. Actually, the Europeans and the Asian markets are performing pretty well. It's the US markets that are a disaster at the minute. The US markets cannot hold a price for love nor money. Now, I don't know why. I think nervousness, whatever. Maybe they were in before everyone else. I don't know. But anyway, they need to just hold their own and we will be fine. Maybe. Right. Anyway, Chainlink. Look at this. Chainlink eyeing a $260 trillion untokenized asset market, can link at $30 on the CCIP success. Maybe. Maybe. I think lots of good news coming with Chainlink. We've talked about Chainlink forever. One of the ones I feel like I probably should have got into, and every time it dips, I don't buy it. Maybe I should. I don't know. But Chainlink has positioned itself at the center of a potential $260 trillion market opportunity on the blockchain Oracle network, accelerating partnerships with major financial institutions to unlock the massive tokenized assets market through its cross-chain interoperability protocol. I actually had the chance to use some of this with a token called ChainSwap. Some of you may have heard it. It's pretty crazy. Like, I think it's a very good, it's kind of what everything's built on without people knowing that it's built on it. It's kind of wild to think about. Chainlink is also a platform that only delivers essential data, cross-chain legacy system connectivity and compliance. So lots of people right now are bullish. Chainlink has evolved beyond simple data feeds to become the essential infrastructure for connecting traditional finance systems with blockchain networks. If you therefore go into kind of stuff like JP Morgan, going to public blockchains, integrating potential custody of assets, Chainlink will be at some point linked to that. Definitely. Definitely. Like says HBAR partner with a Bitcoin on the 3rd of April 2025. HBAR did. Who was that? Who did they partner with? Shout out to you though, like, smashing that like button. I love it. Love it. Home, is that you, by the way? I kind of feel like it's you. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. Lauren's in the house. What's going on, Lauren? Good to see you. Welcome. Right, the big question that everyone's on, I mean, it isn't really, is it? But honestly, AVAX versus Solana. Which altcoin holds the edge in 2025 market surge? Now, I restaked some Solana today. I was like, oh, I'm just going to restake some Solana. Yeah. I still don't know which one I call, though. Let me know in the chat, by the way. AVAX or Solana? What do these guys say? Well, Avalanche and Solana emerged as two of the most promising layer one contenders. Both have weathered recent pullbacks and are now trading in zeros that suggest potential upside back to the strong buy fundamentals, rising institutional interest, but which one is better positioned to lead the next surge? Well, look, the reality therefore is, what does it say here? Look, if PR has ever felt like it's navigating a foggy road without a question, PR, what am I doing with that? Solana is currently consolidating 140 to 167, facing range resistance 181, maintaining spot 127 after recent losses over 10% a week and nearly 14 in a month. RSI now suggests Sol may be entering the oversold territory. I say Sui. Holmes chucking a little curveball in there. I like it. I like his style. Hodgkinson is currently discussing with the Ripple team to add Cardano to its list of supported networks on RUSD. Yeah, I've seen that. It's crazy. So how many posts are saying Tory is about to drop the XRP case? Absolutely no proof. Yeah, and I can almost list the people that it is. I bet I could list the people that it is. I'd lean to AVAX because most, yeah, maybe Tim, and probably attaches itself to a number of sectors, gaming, all the rest of it. You know, pretty good news if you ask me. Pretty good news. Right, finally, something we touched on the other night, which I just thought is worthwhile doubling back on, but the Bitcoin hash rate is once again skyrocketing. Early afternoon Thursday, the valuation of Bitcoin hovered around 104. And I believe, by the way, that there is an absolute direct correlation between Bitcoin hash rate and the price of BTC. Contraction has been observed since June 14th. Present hash rate now residing around 880 exahashes, according to the hashrateindex.com. Equates to the attrition of approximately 66 exahashes of hash rate, or roughly 66,000 petahashes. The downturn follows a recent reduction in mining difficulty observed during the last retargeting event 6 days prior at the block high of 901152. Nevertheless, the adjustment was negligible, manifesting a mere 0.45 decrease. Furthermore, mining profitability has experienced a contraction coinciding with a downward trajectory of BTC's valuation over the preceding week. The hash price representing its estimated worth of a singular petahash diminished by 4.37% as a single petahash now valued at approximately 52.51, a decrease from its former 54.91. So, if you think about it this way, basically it's costing them more money to mine Bitcoin, and they're not going to like that. And I think this is where you get a pivot in terms of what happens. The more it costs to mine Bitcoin, the less they are likely to sell in the longer term. It doesn't mean they'll probably sell in the short term, which is fine. I mean, that's just life, isn't it? So they've got to sell. But I think what you'll therefore see is a pivot. And this is why I still think we could even see this lower range retested at the current price. So keep your eyes out on Bitcoin hash rate. Miners run this town, not Beyonce or girls, as many people may think. Bitcoin miners. Okay, think about it. Ultimate's fault, blaming 420. What's that? 2 years. Let's make this happen. All right. Happy. What? Hey, 420, happy 2 years of putting up with me down your ear. What? You guys have been together 2 years and you haven't even met each other. What the hell is wrong with you two? Just get on a train or a bus. Let me tell you, I will pay for it. National Express. Because I actually know where 420 is and I actually know where Lauren is as well. So I'm going to work out exactly how much this is. Jesus, you guys are unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, I'm being very generic, by the way, just by where I'm putting in. I'm not going to bring it up on screen, so don't worry. Don't worry. Right. If you were to go tomorrow, Friday the 20th, and return, you're going to probably stay the weekend. Monday the 23rd, one passenger. Let's find this journey. Let's find it. And I'm going to tell you how much it is. And National Express, by the way. So it's not cheap. It's not Megabus. It's 58 quid. What is wrong with you two? 58 pounds. 50. I mean, it's a long journey. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a hell of a long journey. But 58 quid. 58 pounds. Jesus. What the hell is wrong with you two? People used to like sail over different countries for that sort of thing. Anyway, get out of here. Hey, Stan, what's going on? Thoughts on Cardano? I actually own a little bit of Cardano. I've got to be honest with you guys. I own a little bit of it, but I've always kind of viewed it as a bit of a blockchain and a project for geeks. So I've never really got behind it. I don't know enough about it to get involved with it. I tried to trade SNEC as a meme coin. Didn't really work out. So yeah, it's kind of a bit like, I'm in Solana. I'm in AVAX. I probably want to get a position in Sui. Did I get something in Sui? Maybe I didn't. I can't remember. So yeah, that's my opinion on Cardano. Just a bit crap. Say partner with a Bitcoin on Twitter. Why do you keep telling me what the hell? Just stop talking about people connecting with Bitcoins. At least say what the coin is. It's fine. That sounded as confession at church. I do own a little. Yeah. I do own a little bit of Cardano. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. To be they could meet you at your place. It would be the most ridiculous journey to come to mind. I am nowhere near them two. Nowhere near them two. Lawrence says I have public transport anxiety. All right. Well, then 420 needs to get on a plane, train, or automobile and get his ass to you. Bro, life has literally been mad. I don't care what you say. I don't care. You can find 2 days in your life. You want to try my life. That is mental. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. But sort it out, yeah? Let's go to the Home's in the same place as I am. Home's definitely in the same place as I am. Me in the middle at 2 Bits house. I'm not in the middle, though. I'm not in the middle. That's the problem. I'm nowhere near. Long journey to the UK is tighter. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is, but yeah, that's true. That is true. Right. Anyway, that's the real reason. Look, I'm busy. Get out of here, Lauren. So let's keep an eye on the hash rate. Going to be important. Obviously, we need to keep an eye on what's going on with the price of BTC and any updates in terms of news. Nothing's kind of happened at the minute. Everything's kind of a little bit quiet. So look, we will see what happens, and hopefully we kind of get some positive momentum. Hopefully altcoins don't go to complete shit again, although it does feel like they are, by the way. But, you know, look, hopefully we get some sort of pivot. If we can get a little bit of momentum in the Bitcoin price, that would be good news. Let's just really quickly check if there's any macro stuff coming on. I feel like something was tomorrow. No, nothing. Nothing at all tomorrow. Okay, fine. Fine. Next week. Have we got something next week? I feel... Oh, PCE next week. Okay. And core PCE, I mean, can you imagine if it comes in good again? It'd be like, oh, J-Power, like, albeit the UK didn't reduce their rates. We decided at the minute to be like, Sui partner with a Bitcoin on the 10th, the 8th, 23. Like, shut up. Shut up. The UK decided to hold its interest rates today as well, which is kind of crazy because the reality is that the fund rate is actually down. This is what I kind of don't get, really. This is what I don't get. It's kind of wild to me, if I'm honest. And this is kind of where I'm just... Probably should be an economist if I really want to give an opinion or have an opinion, but yeah, I'm just not even going to talk to you anymore. So yeah, tomorrow's a massive day for the markets. Expect increased volatility. That's true. That's true. 420, I'm expecting you to know this. Come on, 420, get it sorted. Don't be that guy, 420. Don't be that. What is that coin you just sent me, Tim? What is that? I feel like we've maybe seen that before, but right. What was I going to show you guys? Yeah. So obviously the interest rates versus the actual fund rates. So Trueflation is always a interesting document. and it's an interesting view of what's going on. Trueflation is an economic and financial data that's done in real time to give you a view as to what's going on in the markets. Now, what we can see is, and this is kind of where I think Trump comes from, where I think many people at the minute are like, what the hell, bro? The US inflation index is at 2.1, and yet Jerome Powell's kept the interest rate at 4.5. The UK inflation rate 3.46. Now, here's the problem in the UK is our inflation is actually going up. We need to sort that out, which is why I believe they didn't cut the fund rates today. We have been cutting. We're actually going up to the upside. We don't want to see that. We need to kind of chill this out a little bit, relax a little bit more, and it needs to start to come down. Now, there's a number of reasons, not of which I'm going to get into live because I'll probably get banned, but there is a drain right now on the UK economy, and it's a pretty big drain as well. So that's why we're actually starting to see this go up. There's no surprise if you ask me that you're actually seeing the US trueflation come down, which makes no sense why Jerome Powell didn't cut rates. Like, it's crazy. Like, look at how low it has been back in April, which is obviously when you correlate that back to, say, risk assets here on Bitcoin, April was a good time. We actually saw the massive upward spike coming in as April really got bullish. You look at kind of some of these moves, April 22nd, that big spike up into early May correlates perfectly with some of this big moves as well as Trueflation being very, very low down there as well. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things where you sort of got the impact of tariffs here, but Trueflation is only at 2.1. UK inflation, like I said, is still at 3.46. And yet, for some reason, we're still at over 4 and a bit %. Interesting. Now, $4.27 billion were added to the federal balance sheet as well. Crazy. Treasuries are being printed behind the scenes. No one wants you to know this, but they are printing treasuries right now. Watch out. While you've got high rates, I guarantee you'll see a decline in the rates paid out on some of those 10-year treasuries and obviously the 2-year spots as well, as the Federal Reserve is adding to its balance sheet. This is not what was in the plan, Jerome. They just don't want you to know. They don't want you to have any money. Get out of here, Jerome Powell. What the hell? Get out of here. And who does it here for the UK? Is it Rachel Reeves? I can't remember. Anyway, the complete choppers either. Both of them. Both of them. So keep your eyes peeled on it. Right. If you've got anything on your mind, let us know. If you want to take a look at a project, let me know. We'll see what's going on. And yeah, hopefully we can find some absolute alpha out there. But this one is a Timorino one, launched yesterday by the looks of it. So yeah, just under 200k market cap. Based hard. I don't know much about it. It's a definite Tim play, so is what it is. Talked about this the other day. Jerry the Turtle is on the move again. That's up about 14% on the day. So a nice little green candle coming in on that one. Remember, none of this is financial advice, just my opinion. Bounced off that lower range as well. Trump coin at 2.6 up. Bits bound 1.3. Not really doing anything in fairness after someone sold over $600. And then XPR down. The 3009 actually just up 0.9%. So DeFi is pretty boring as well. Nothing too crazy going on over here. You know, is pretty flat all in all. So yeah. Blaze says, I saw one today called Mantits. It's wild. That is wild. Curtis, totally agree. I've been working a 6-day every week for quite a long time. What does Curtis say? I can't even see Curtis. What the hell? Where the hell is Curtis? I can't even see him. What? Am I missing Curtis? Where's Curtis? Gianluca, what's going on? Welcome to you. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you tuning in, as always. A CTO Forge from Secret Base took over. There are some big wallets in it. Nice. There you go. There you go. Apple Pay, January 23rd. Bitcoin support. Oh, dear me. Holmes Bunch. Yeah, I mean, Curtis is here. There you are, Curtis. There you are. So, yeah, DeFi, not too much going on over here, to be honest. Pepe's up a little bit. Nairo moved a tad. Nothing crazy going on. Like I said, DeFi is pretty quiet, to be honest, at the minute. Obviously, there's new coins launching here and there, but, you know, nothing too wild is what I would say. Nothing too wild, what I would say. Don't forget, tap the screen, locking some of these likes, locking some of these, some of this movement. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just hit the like button, please. That'd be great. That'd be great. Okay, if anyone's got any questions, anyone's got any thoughts, let me know. Drop them in the chat. We'll try and answer as many as you can, as well as just keep an eye on what's going on in the market. And more importantly, whether we get any breaking news. Man, Bitcoin just does not want to move above 105, does it? It's like, no, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to bleed the altcoin market out a little bit further because why the heck not? It's a tough gig right now. It is a tough gig in this game. But you know what? We've been here when it's been worse. We know how to battle through the trials and tribulations of this market. We'll see. We'll see. Vern's here. What's going on, Vern? Work's giving me 14 hours work for an 8-hour shift. Nah, bro. Nope. Nope. That is not a thing. Not a thing. Although I think I've got more visitors tomorrow, which is even more annoying. So yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I'm just trying to see if there's any breaking news coming in. But as of right now, like I said, everything is just dead quiet. I think people are so like concerned, cautious. People are a bit like, man, let's just see what everyone else does. Like, you know, not sure what everyone's going to do. Not sure what the market's going to do. Everyone's kind of panicking. No one wants to kind of do it. This is why you get real volatility, by the way. This is definitely why you get volatility, because you get this kind of crazy bit where people just kind of sell off and, you know, they kind of get out of the market. Maybe they shouldn't have done. Maybe they should. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Obviously, it's going to be interesting when the markets reopen tomorrow. Do we see institutional buying? Which, by the way, you could argue and say, well, today, given the fact that the US market's been closed, we haven't really seen any ETF pressure. So you could argue and say, well, today we've seen a downtrend, but actually it's probably just from holders, maybe people pivoting, maybe people trying to get out, maybe people thinking, do you know what? I think we could see a dump in the market. Let's try and reposition ourselves early hours of the morning. Well, we'll see. But yeah, Bitcoin right now is just not having much fun. We'll see how this kind of plays out. Hopefully we can start to get some sort of move. But anyway, yeah, exactly, Holmes. Yeah. Always likely to be quiet with the markets closed for sure. 2-bit, that's why I do 2-bit. Curtis, that's why I do Saturdays 23 hours for 8. Man, that's crazy. M Creek says, feels like alts are forgotten. The altcoin market is a disaster. I mean, it's literally a disaster. The question is the altcoin market going to turn up? That is what we're all curious about. Are we going to get an altcoin rally? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I don't know. It's all a bit wild, if you ask me. It is all a bit wild. Fingers crossed, eh? Fingers crossed we get it. That's my opinion. Of course, yeah, I think so, Tim, as well. I think so. I'm still very optimistic. If you play out the markets, you know, we've still got a good 4 or 5 months of this left to go. Like, you know, we definitely have got time for a market move. We've definitely got opportunities for a market move. So, yeah, not worth stressing. Anyone said this is a cycle? This is a Bitcoin cycle. Then boom, 10x everyone's in weeks. Yeah, I think that's happened, is it? Remember, alts move about a month after Bitcoin as well. So, you know, in theory, July should be good for alts. If Bitcoin keeps pumping, though, obviously July will just be good for. I think the window is narrowing for mega altcoin moves, but yeah, hopefully we kind of see it. Like I said, Aerodrome's having a good day. What's their? Let's just take a quick look at what their APR rates are. I'm curious. I am curious, just out of interest. It's about 9%, I think, last time I was here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. When liquidity is strong, big money will rotate and compound those gains. I agree. I agree. Valerie. Oh, guys, look at this. See, whenever the price goes up for Aerodrome, it's a 21% APR. Nice, bro. I'm liking it. I actually cashed this out, and I probably have some more I could probably reinvest, actually, if I think about it. Wrapped ETH. Have I? I mean, not a lot, actually, in fairness. Not a lot, actually, but yeah. It's turned out to be great, Aerodrome Finance, not gonna lie. Right, I need some more of them God candles. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I think everyone needs some more of those God candles. XDC partnered with the Bitcoin on May 30th, 2025. Oh my god. We need some viewers. That's what we need. Where is everybody tonight? Excuse me. I always go to see what's happening on the rest of like crypto YouTube. Like, are people bothered about the markets right now or not? And Bitcoin's dumping. Like, why are people dumping BTC? Get out of here, you massive choppers. Stop dumping it. What's wrong with you all? What is wrong with everybody? Yeah, I mean, you go to the homepage, everything's like music, Iran, Israel, like nothing crazy. I mean, Matthew Perry dropped an XRP video that's got 500 views in an hour. That's like insane. That is insane. People are not interested at all in crypto right now. They do not care. It's like, oh my God, what the hell, bro? It's literally my life. And no one cares about what it is. Yeah, look at that. Zach did an XRP video, like 500 views. I mean, Zach's still doing all right, in fairness. Still doing okay. But yeah, it is tough out there right now. Super tough right there. But these are the times where I think you just got to keep grinding. You got to keep working hard. And eventually it all will pay off. At least I hope so anyway. But yeah, right now, Bitcoin is taking a big slapperino right now. Here's the 5-minute chart. Let's see what, let's kind of keep an eye on what's going on here. Sorry, running late. Markets a shit show. Not really been watching my phone today. Actually, forgot the time. Don't worry about it, Craig. Don't worry about it. 420, did you hear that? I got you good. They'll come back on green candles. They love green candles. That's very true as well. Nice weather though, so I could play a part and everything. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The weather has been great, and yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, the markets just do what the markets do, don't they? I think while ever we see continuous ETF inflows, big wallets holding up, we're always going to see volatility. We're always going to see it. You know, we can't pump forever, but it's fine. Win, rain, or shine, I'm always going to be here chilling. Let's get it, RPM. You're one of the OGs. What a legend. What a legend. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going to stress it. Let's take a quick look, just while we're here, let's take a quick look at what to expect when it comes to liquidity, because I think that's an interesting one. Let's just take a look at the heat map. And also, just because I'm curious to see how much BTC is on exchanges. So yeah, so look at this. We've got zero oh my God, that's absolutely the craziest thing in the world. We've got zero liquidity in this middle bit. No, everyone's like, yeah, not bothered. Not bothered. I think the market's a disaster. I'm just going to sit tight and wait and see what happens. That is kind of wild, isn't it? Lots of liquidity to the upside. So you'd argue and say, you know, if you're a market maker, you want to wreck a few shorts, that's your target, isn't it? 105,815. Yeah, we could see that. Downside doesn't look like it's going to create any sort of gains. Upside definitely looks like it is. Definitely looks like it is. Keep an eye on that one for sure. Keep an eye on that one for sure. And let's take a look at this trading map. What are people doing? So look at this is even an even split when it comes to trading. So, you know, the market is just super boring. It is literally pack up your bags and go and do something else right now because the market is so boring. No one cares. No one cares. And whenever the market's boring, the price will always drain downside. Always. But, you know, look at this. Like, I mean, you got a bit of a wick here. If it was come down at 103, a few longs will get liquidated, about $2 billion. Nothing crazy. But yeah, look at that. Look at that for a split. Man, the market is so boring right now. So boring, if you ask me. If you ask me, man, I need to take that thing off about OBJ, don't I? This is weird. That's just weird. Valerie, calling me. Valerie, come and see me. I'm streaming when I used to be. Punky's still here, though. What's going on, Punky? Keeping up the vibes. Good to be with you. Yeah, let's keep an eye on what's going on here. If anyone does have any questions, by the way, drop it in the chat. If anyone wants anything answering, a project looking at, or just an opinion on things, then by all means, drop it in. I literally don't have anything else to talk about. I'm there, right? I'm done. I'm done. Little liquidity, 103,400, but yeah, barely an investment going on. I think it could be in for the next 2 weeks. You think 2 weeks? Nah. PC is going to do something next week. I'm trying to think what else is kind of coming up or what else is certainly over that. We've got lots of stuff going on with the crypto bill that David Sachs is putting together, and it wouldn't surprise me if we don't get something like that come out over the course of the next week, maybe. We'll have to see. Big day tomorrow. Why is it a big day tomorrow? You did this yesterday and then just disappeared. Word will get you in the move. Yeah, the bots have got tired of trading. I mean, maybe the bots just they don't care anymore. They don't care anymore. Get out of here. People will be waiting to see what happens with Trump and Israel. Yeah, I mean, it's whether he makes a decision or not. I mean, nothing's come out as of yet, has it? Nothing's come out as yet. I mean, look, still only 800 put back in onto the Bitcoin exchanges. I mean, it's kind of wild. That's still aggressively coming down. I think we could definitely say that. I think we could definitely see some more institutional inflows tomorrow. Definitely. I think we could see some pretty good news, but we're not going to get any kind of crazy macro stuff. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any sort of crazy good stuff. So we'll see. We will see. Fingers crossed. We get some good news, in my opinion. Don't forget as well, by the way, if you are interested in checking out Chico Token, a couple of you have bought in using the link in the description. Get on over there. This is launching very soon. Already got one exchange. 2 more being lined up. If you are curious, go watch that video I did. But yeah, this one could be good. Dev team feel really solid on this one as well. Again, always do your own research. But if you are interested, check out chicotoken.com. Link in the description if you're interested in getting into a hot new meme coming very soon on the Ethereum chain. Already listed, by the way, on Coinstar. So worthwhile checking that one out. Right. TikTok's back. Welcome back, TikTok. Just put you in the quiet corner. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that, Doctor. I just put you in the quiet corner for just a very, very short period of time. Few, I was scared you were 2-bit. We're breaking up, Holmes. What the hell? Yesterday I had to go and help my big brother. I know you did. You did message me in the end. Even the bots have given up on spamming chats today. Yeah, looks like it. Why is there a big day tomorrow then, Holmes? You haven't answered my question yet. SEC versus Ripple case is longer than the global electric. Yeah, I mean, that's true. It's gone back to August now, I think, hasn't it? I think we're back to August now with that, which, you know, I mean, it's like, is what it is. Oh, no way. It's Holmes' birthday. Happy birthday to Holmes for tomorrow. Happy birthday. Bunch of shit going on. It's crazy as hell, but we won't know nothing until Monday. That's true. That is true. Lots of kind of crazy stuff going on at the minute. And, you know, I mean, look, we could end up being super crazy. Monday, all could be put to bed with Iran, Israel, Ukraine, Russia might stop. Hopefully then we can start to see a bit more bullish news, but we'll see. Bullish Cardano Capital just added funding for another 150 Bitcoin to its balance sheet in June. Cardano Capital going big. Nothing else coming down there. I thought we might have got some more bullish news, but doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. It is all pretty quiet. Japanese finance. Oh my God. Japanese finance. The hell is wrong with me? Japanese fashion brand ANAP bought 31.2 billion Bitcoin yesterday. Man, I can't speak. What is wrong with me? Outside of that, there's nothing else really going on. Everything is pretty quiet out there. So I think that we should just really quickly, because it's bullish to do. Do this one. If Israel say they're going to build this thing, Trump will go to war. Do you think? I really hope they don't. Like, it's just like, come on, people. Come on, people. We don't need that. We don't need any more. Boom, boom, boom. We don't need any war. We don't need any war. Because it's not good. Right, I think we should do this, people. Remember, if you're interested, check out the link in the description. Right. So, let's go into the 1 hour chart. You guys can see this on the screen right now. So, we're looking to maybe try and grab we're looking to try and grab something. A little traderino. Never financial advice in this channel. Is important to reference that point. But 104,218, the lower wick down is what I was talking about, which is around 103 on the short term. If I go to a bigger time frame, which is probably where I want to be at right now, is probably at this lower range. So I'm going to be looking at around there. So 103,608 is where I'm probably going to be looking at. So 103,608. We want to try and grab this wick down, which will be this lower range here. So I mean, in fairness, BTC looks like it could go a little bit lower. Maybe we go a little bit lower. This lower range, 103,344. And I don't believe in doing anything other than balls to the wall. Well, I mean, maybe do 75 because then we can always add a little bit more margin if we want to. And then we do want to set a TP and a stop loss. P&L. So basically, we'll lose 100. That gives us a short trigger price 102,760, which puts our that's like here somewhere. That feels pretty good actually. Maybe go. We went 125. It gets a bit lower. Yeah, 102,600. Yeah, so that's fine. So that keeps us like way out of the way of this lower range. And then take profit. If we were looking for a solid move to the upside, we probably want to be in that upper range, don't we? Which would be 106, 131. That would give us an estimated P&L of what did I just put in that in? Hold on a minute. Short trigger price. That doesn't feel right. Let's do it that way. Let's do that. Right. So take profit 106, 131 gives us 477, and then we want 102. What did we say? 102, 250. 102, 300. Yeah, 170. That's fine. That's fine. So yeah, that'll be down 127. And then we want to open up the long position. And we're going to confirm that in there as well. So look, we'll see if we get that. This is where it's going to trigger at this green line at the bottom. And then maybe we come down a little bit further. So we'll have to see. The live's going to end in 5 minutes on TikTok. No. Right, good. Trumbull pump and dump on this. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. I'm taking a drink every time you say bullish. Get it. How many drinks have you had? That's the question right now. 2-bit long RLUSD at 500x. Do you reckon? The case study was extended to August. Yeah, it's been delayed, so we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens with that and sit tight. You know, that's kind of where, unfortunately, we're going to have to just live and let live. But yeah, let's see. We'll keep an eye on this. We'll come back and see if this triggers overnight. Could be a nice little earner if it triggers. Again, as always, link in the description if you're interested. Right, keep an eye on BTC. We are getting up and getting out of here in the next sort of 10 minutes. So yeah, if you got any kind of final thoughts, questions, concerns, queries, or anything more, or simply you just want to know where to find me, then ask away in the chat. Follow those social media platforms and you are not going to miss. Also, don't forget to tap the screen if you're on TikTok and subscribe if you're on YouTube. I'd appreciate it for sure. What happened to July 14th? It got delayed. Did it get delayed to August? I thought maybe it got delayed to August. I'm not sure. But yeah, dry powder homes. I have some dry powder on the sides. I'm ready to go. But yeah, hence we have to wait until August now. Yeah, Mad Love Crew, take care. 420. See you soon, buddy. Remember, go and get that National Express booked. 60 quid. Don't make any excuses. All right. You can't have kids if you're long distance. That's all I'm saying. Although I'd definitely be interested in being long distance. Oh dear. Train's definitely a better idea. Although I think it'll be about 80 grand to go on the train. I'm sure. Ridiculous. Anyway, by the way, if you haven't hit the like button, do so. It does help out the channel. Make sure that you are as bullish as you can be. We want to keep things going. And if you're still drinking when I say bullish, good luck, because I'm about to get super bullish on what's going on in this very bullish market right now. So, and if you're not bullish enough, then you shouldn't be well bullish in here. That's bullish. That's what I'd say. Anyway, it's not much more I've checked. There you go. Look, you see, that's fine. Got to make it happen. You got to live stream like a video or record yourself as well so we can play it live on the air. So, we can really get that truest of sentiment of being there without being there. You get my point, yeah? You get my point. All fun and games. Right. Anyway, see you later, 420. Good to see you, man. Dave needs a new bullish drink now. Yeah, he absolutely needs to get his max bullish on. Get those bullish drinks in. Bullish. Anyway, it's all fun and games. Yes and no, Mark Noby. Yes and no. Not that I'm going to do tonight, but I do want to do it very, very soon. I just need to finalize a couple of things. The hosting site, hopefully we're going to be back up and running. It is literally the biggest pain in the backside in the world right now. They're having to, we need your address. Why do you need my address? Well, because we need your address. No, you don't. You just need to host the website or go somewhere else. So, yeah. But hopefully we should have something next week for you guys to know, which, again, is going to be good news, by the way. It's going to be good news. Blockchain Bullhorn, follow the live. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Bitcoin is power to the people. CPT is absolutely right. You are right, my friend. So, yeah. as always, you guys are super max bullish. So, right, I'm going to call it there. I know we're a couple of minutes early, but there is literally nothing else to talk about. We are donezo. We're there. It's a very quiet night here on YouTube. So make sure your notification bells are turned on, by the way. Also, make sure you've tapped those likes and you've hit that follow button because it does help out the channel. As always, interacting, doing all those good stuff massively supports what we're trying to do here. So until tomorrow, I'll be back. Hopefully, we see some more bullish movement in the market. Fingers crossed. Until tomorrow, though, thank you so much, everybody. We'll catch you on the flip side. See you soon. Thank you.